Do this thing, Steve.
All right. Woo.
Party time. Are we live?
I think we are.
Well, that's exciting. And I'm only hearing you once. Why is that? I thought I'd hear you twice.
How about now?
Now I hear you twice.
Yeah, I muted myself in Discord.
Okay, that helps me. That keeps me from having to mess with it.
No, but I'm now
Hello.
back in Discord, so you might have to mute me.
Oh, okay. All right. That gets rid of Steve. Hello, everybody. We've got, what, Kevin and Rick and Sandy? That's it? No, I thought I saw Dorothy in here.
Yeah, I think she is.
I don't see her.
Yeah, she made a comment earlier.
She's in the chat room, but not in the,
No.
she's in the lurker channel.
Right.
Oh, Brett is here. I don't see you in the, I can only see people in live show listen now, Brett and Dorothy. If you're online, it doesn't necessarily tell me whether you're actually there, because like it says Donald Burr is here and Tom Merritt and Beju and somebody's coming in from DisWebBot. Hey, is the live chat on the website working right now?
Well, we can check, or someone can check for us. Anyone want to check the chat room in the live podfeed.com/live? Ah, much better video. Thank you.
Yeah, that's because of that 2-view problem. It was looking good on my end, but as soon as you brought up my big, that's still really dark and contrasty. That is not the color of my hair. I would like to have brown hair, please. Let me brighten that up a little bit. I'll put the
There's
Dorothy.
Back up a Welcome back, Dorothy.
There. How's that? Can you stand that bright, Steve?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Well, we've got, okay, there's Dorothy in the channel. Wait a minute. Who's opening the door? Hang on.
Probably a cat.
Yeah, it's that mean one.
The mean cat. The one that pretends she's innocent.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Let me do an audio check on the recorded side here. Let's see.
I hear you, Kevin.
Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. And no, that isn't recording at all. Why is that? Hindenburg, preferences, audio input, record from Al's mic. Live show. No. Audio hijack.
I do see a red blinky record button in the lower left.
Hello. Where?
In the lower left of Hindenburg, a red blinky record button.
Yeah, but look at the waveform. Do you see how there isn't anything?
Mm-hmm.
That says that it didn't record me.
What does that button normally do when it's recording? Solid red or blinky red?
It records. Yeah. Yeah, it's not getting me for some reason. I'm going to quit Hindenburg and go back in. Sure, I'll save you. And I'm in Do Not Disturb. Jeez, why does NC Ep? Yeah, that's the button I'm supposed to push to record. When it's blinky, that just means it is fixing to make a plan to record. All kinds of stuff is being annoying right now. Why am I getting notifications? I'm not kidding you. I'm getting every notification in the world. I am in Do Not Disturb. I was in Do Not Disturb and went back out. Okay. Let's see if I can get this recording going here. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, and this is not recording. Why is that? What is going wrong?
Yeah, I also lost your NDI, and we're starting to get...
Yeah. Don't say it.
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah. You're out of sync.
I am getting a couple of applications stuttering. The NDI thing is easily explained because I quit and went back in.
There you go.
Okay, so there's I have a giant spike. Google Chrome.
Okay,
Control
now you
Google Chrome taking 267%. Windows Server 102%. And my audio is not working. So I'm going to work on my audio and hope whatever that is settles out.
you're synced back up again.
Okay. I've been getting a few apps. Let me just kill audio hijack and start it again. Okay, this is me recording. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? What is going on? This isn't good. All right, worst case, we can go the old-fashioned way and we can record from my microphone, and I bet this will work. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast. There it goes just fine. Why is it not liking the virtual source right now? I'm going to try it one more time. If it doesn't work, we are going without equalizer and all that such nonsense. Oh, look, there's two Al's mics. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast. But it's the other one. That is really interesting. You can't see this, unfortunately, but when I go into Hindenburg, I'm bringing up a pop-up menu, and it's giving me two choices as input, Al's mic and Al's mic 2, and I bet that's going to work. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast. No, it isn't going to work. Okay, I lied. I'm going to bring up Loopback and see if I can figure out what's going on. Al's mic is on, and it's going through on both channels. Why does it have two channels? Because it's just pass-through. It should be mono. Non-responsive applications going like crazy. Okay, let me see if it's that problem. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast. Yep, that was it. Loopback had gotten turned down. The volume was turned down.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you got a waveform now?
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to actually record. Are you guys hearing the music playback in Discord? Rick says yes. Sandy, yes.
That's good.
And Kevin says yes. Oh, Wheels is here. Well, there was no point in getting started before Wheels got here. Sandy
Mike's
did
here.
an article on how to pick up a lost a workout that you forgot to do, and Frank wrote on the blog or on Twitter, can I record a workout I intended to do? I forgot to put the intro to Chit Chat in here. Let me put this in here.
That's a pre-workout.
Yeah.
It's like pre-crime.
That's it. Well, it's good intentions, right?
You bet.
Oops. That's exactly what I want to say, but we're going to get it close enough. I said save. Why are you not? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. We're ready to go. Mute yourself, Steve.
Mute
okay,
it.
I'll mute you. Okay, you're still live, I think. And I tried to mute you too, so I think I hit you at the same time. You don't show us muted yet. Talk, Steve? Okay. Oh, you are muted. All right, good. Here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, October 6, 2019, and this is show number 752. Well, hey, next week, Steve and I and all the kids, the four of them, we're going to all go to Disneyland, take Forbes to Disneyland for his first time with Pat Dangler, because she is a fanatic about Disneyland. That means I won't be here around my house Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday. So if anybody had a recording they wanted to make for the show, that would be really nifty. Look around at the apps that you use, something maybe nobody else has ever talked about on the show, something unique that really blows your dress up. Maybe a gadget you've used that you think is pretty cool. Maybe you could do a little recording for us. And as always, we love it if there's also some written text to go along with that. Well, this week, Bart finishes up our exploration of Bootstrap 4 in Programming by Stealth. He takes a look at one of its most versatile components, the so-called card. He claims that it was really hard for him to figure out how to describe what it does, but it seemed like a really intuitive example, really intuitive class to me, and I thought I understood it. We'll wait till I try to do my homework to find out. Anyway, it's important to I'm winging it a little too much. Let's see. What is that episode number? 610. I've been having an awful lot of fun in programming by stealth lately because I am understanding the things that he's teaching us. So it's really, really fun. Anyway, you can find this episode of Chit Chat Across the Pond as number 610 in your programming. Damn it. Okay. Get rid of that. Sometimes when I forget to write stuff. I've been having a blast in programming by stealth lately because I do understand it so well. So it's really been fun. Anyway, you can find this episode of Programming by Stealth either in your Chit Chat Across the Pond full feed or in the Programming by Stealth feed or over at podfeed.com. Look for episode number 610 of Chit Chat Across the Pond. All right. Oh, Terry Austin comes up first. So that's going to be fun. All right. We're going to put in a chapter mark.
Good idea.
Okay. And we're going to, let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to copy the URL first, copy link, copy the name, click till it turns blue, push down all the keys. Nope. All right. I'm going to do, maybe that's it. Nope. Ah. Can't use that. I'm just going to copy the link like an animal. And we'll just get going. I think Terry introduces himself here. Give us this break here to find out. I've been having a blast. All right. Across the pond.
Hello, castaways. Terry Austin here with a review of a really cool app. Actually, we're revisiting an app that Allison originally discovered and reviewed way back in the summer of 2016. Let's start with our problem to be solved, and it's way more common than many of you are willing to admit: TV volume. This may well be an issue in your own home right now, with one person turning the volume way too high up and someone else feeling blasted out. I'm actually a bit of a special case, and most days I solve this problem differently than I'm going to suggest here. I wear hearing aids to help with all aspects of my own hearing world. I've actually got a piece of proprietary hardware that I plug into my Apple TV to take care of this for me. So for me, the solution is a $7,000 pair of hearing aids plus a $300 custom box that passes TV audio directly to my ears. This lets me adjust TV volume to whatever I need without affecting anyone else at home. I've often had visitors comment on how cool that ability would be. Usually the next words out of their mouth are, "But I don't want to have to wear hearing aids to get it." Well, now you too can have this ability with the app Tunity on the iOS or Android App Store. You can also read more about the app and their services at Fine for you.
Hey, Steve. It would be really cool if you didn't talk on Telegram to the kids while we were recording the show, because you are on my VIP contact list, which means you override Do Not Disturb.
Gotcha. Okay. No telegrams.
And by the way, stay subscribed.
Yeah, no other kind of messaging either. Okay, and now Lindsay's responding. This is what happens. It's my life.
So even with Telegram quits, it not running, it still gives you messages?
I'm not running it. It's popping up on all my devices right now. Actually, let me make sure this. No, they're all muted. It's because you're a VIP contact. All right, here we go. Hey, look, show let's see, show Hindenburg for a minute. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Look to the right of the clock. Do you see that there's a Tunity logo there? Looks like it's not going to work. It looks like it's going to want. I just threw that in for fun. That will actually show up in your podcatcher of choice, except it's going to look stupid because it's not a square. Oh, well, it's something. All right, I'm going to keep going here.
By the way, stay subscribed.
Well, of course, they're going to stay subscribed, Terry. Well, thanks again for taking a look at the Tunity app for probably from a little different perspective than the way I looked at it. I just use Tunity for when I'm at, say, at the airport and there's a TV far away that's got some news report that I really want to see. I can point my phone at it. I got to run up to it to get it to look at the video and make sure it can see what's going on. And then I can go sit back in my seat and I can listen to a TV somewhere else. I actually used it in a sports bar once. Well, not a sports bar, a regular bar, but the TV had a game on that I wanted to see. And I was able to listen to the game sitting in a seat when nobody else was listening to the game. So different uses for Tunity. And it's a very, very cool app. Appreciate you doing the review, Terry. All right. And now we'll do a chapter mark. Whoops, not there. Right here. Enter, and let's try it again. Okay, we're going to copy the link, and then we're going to copy the text. Copy the text, and then we're going to hit up here, and let's see if it works this time. Nope. No idea why it doesn't work every time.
Interesting.
So this is me, Flotato. And when this is done, my goal is for Steve to believe in Flotato. Wait a minute, where is Flotato? Oh, I wrote it up last week. That's why it didn't come up in the same spot there. So, Steve, I want you to actually listen to this review because this is really, really cool.
Gotta really.
I know
listen?
it's going to kill you, right?
All right, I'll try.
And my logo's not on this. There's the Flotato logo. It's gone from the blog post. I hope that didn't get messed up.
Featured.
You could try if you can do it. The Flotato icon should already be uploaded, so you should be able to see it in the media library. Do a search for Flotato. That means you're not going to listen, doesn't it?
It's showing in the blog post.
Okay, that means I don't have a recent version. Let me not do this then. I might have just broken what I wrote here. We'll see what happens with that. I'll have to check that when I get it back. Yeah. Huh. I don't see it there. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, yeah, it is there. Okay. I thought it would show at the top. Yeah, it's in place. Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Then you're free to listen, Steve, because I want Steve to like this app. Okay, here we go. One of my pet peeves in app development right now is how many services only work on mobile. I know I'm an old lady here, but I really like to type and interact with the world via a big girl keyboard on a real computer. Don't get me wrong, you couldn't pry my phone out of my cold, dead hands, but if I can type for real, I'm going to do it. A shining example of this annoyance is Instagram. I want to be a good Instagrammer, but being restricted to using only my iPhone is irritating as all get out. The worst part is that Instagram actually works via the web interface at Instagram.com, but there's no plus button, so you can only look at other people's content. You can't add your own. Last year, I did a blog post entitled How to Use Instagram from a Real Computer that gave you a little trick to fix this problem. If you enable the developer mode in Safari or use the already available developer mode in Firefox, you can change what's called the user agent switcher to iPhone, thereby tricking sites like Instagram into thinking you're on a mobile device and allowing you to go to Instagram.com and get the plus button. Even with this trick, though, you don't get access to Instagram stories. Plus, it's kind of an annoying hack, and I don't like to have to do that just to play with the cool kids. And also, Instagram is not the only site that gives me problems like this. You may remember back in November of 2009 on episode number 233 when this gentleman named Bart Bouchatz told us about Fluid an app that would allow you to create site-specific browser instances. Well, there's a new kid in town called Flotato. It's like potato except Flotato. It's fun to say. Anyway, Flotato is from flotato.com and it creates site-specific browsers, but it creates the iOS version of those web apps. With the iOS versions on your Mac, you can run many of the applications not made for the Mac. Flotato is free for 2 apps, and if you want or need more, a full license is the grand sum of $19. This works out pretty well because if you're really only irritated by Instagram and not having that darn plus button or the Instagram stories, you can get a completely functional version for your Mac through Flotato for free. But if you find that you really like having a lot of web services in their own little apps, you can shell out a few bucks and really go bananas with all the options. When you launch Flotato, you'll see a grid of pretty app icons and their names, each with a Get button below it. The apps chosen for Flotato don't by any means encompass all of the mobile apps in the world, but it does seem to have a lot of the usual suspects that you might want. All right, here's how Flotato works. We'll use Instagram for the explanation. Ready? This can be super complicated. Click on the Get button under Instagram, and in about 0.2 seconds, the Get button turns to Open. Click it. In about 0.15 seconds, Instagram opens up in a window on your Mac. Log into Instagram, and you're ready to play. Now, Instagram acts like any other app on your Mac. You can even see it in your applications folder with its normal icon, just like on the phone. You can put the icon in the dock. You can launch Instagram now via Spotlight or Launchpad. Instagram has the plus button at the bottom and Instagram stories at the top, and it functions exactly like Instagram on iOS. And you created it virtually instantly with Flotato. Isn't that crazy? Now, there's only one way you can tell the difference between this app and a real app. At the top left of your screen, when you launch Instagram, it doesn't say Instagram, it says Flotato. But when you quit the app, it doesn't quit all of the Flotatos, only the one Flotato app you're currently using. If you use Facebook, even against your will, how annoying is it that on the desktop, Facebook Messenger is this irritating little tiny sub window on the page in Safari? Turns out Flotato's got a Facebook Messenger app, so you can interact with Messenger without firing up Facebook and getting sucked into non productivity. Remember when we had a Twitter client on the Mac? Well, I never used it because I'm a Tweetbot fan, but a lot of people were irritated when it disappeared. With Flotato, you can have what feels exactly like the Twitter app back on your Mac. Now, some apps show up in Flotato but are marked as not Flotato. Well, that seems pretty weird, but I think I understand why they're doing this. Slack, Discord, and the other apps marked as not Flotato are actually already web apps, so Flotato doesn't need to recreate them. I don't know why they didn't just skip including them, though. If you have a web app that you enjoy and it's not available in Flotato natively, you can even make your own Flotato app. Let's say you're super excited about the new button on podfeed.com that takes you directly to security bits. It turns out that button just takes you to the URL podfeed.com/blog/category/security-bits. You could make an app that is dedicated to reading your favorite security updates blog. The first app in Flotato's in the Flotato interface, the first app, and I put app in quotes, in that interface says make your own. If you select the start button under it, you get a couple of easy to answer questions. The first is the web address, and I just told you what that was. Then you make up a name for this new application you're creating. Finally, you choose whether you want your web app to be the desktop or mobile version. As you enter this information, there's a little window that will show you what it would look like when it's really running. This can be especially helpful if you want to flip back and forth between the desktop and mobile options. I think the ability to roll your own is how you'll end up wanting to pay the developer for such a useful app. You could even use it to make a web app called Amazon that in reality went to podfeed.com/Amazon. With a homemade Flotato instance, you can create a square slice of the screen and keep it active in your dock. Now, that sounds kind of nutty, but in some instances it could be handy. We have a weather station, so I created a Flotato app that shows the weather at our house. Then I made a slice of just the temperature, and now I can see the temperature outside right there in my dock. The way you create these little slices is very odd. With your new web app open in the menu bar under App, you choose Dock Monitor Active. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. It's going to be an active monitoring app that's in the dock. So, Dock Monitor Active. Anyway, then on the web app, you're invited to drag your monitoring area. What they mean is they want you to drag across a square area on that web page. Once you do that, the dock icon for that app will show the area you chose to monitor real time. It's pretty cool. I undid it though to follow the steps again, and I couldn't get it to work a second time. Might be operator trouble, but anyway, it's kind of I don't know, maybe not the most useful feature of this app because Flotato does all these other cool things. Flotato is a really cool service that solves some real problems for me. It's wicked fast to create apps. I finally have a functional Instagram app. I can use Facebook Messenger when I must as a floating app, and I can create my own web apps. These apps are just little WebKit windows, so they are super responsive and fast. If you want to try it out for free, go for it. And if you get great value out of Flotato, it's only $19 at flotato.com. After figuring out everything Flotato could do in order to write up this review, I bought Flotato myself. Sandy, I just found a typo. It said our house, HOUR.
The Hour House. You know, you rent it by the hour.
Yeah, it was our house. Sandy finds about 65 mistakes in every thing I write.
So one thing I learned here that I didn't know is you could do these slices. I wasn't aware that Flotato supported slices.
Were you aware that Flotato did any of this?
Yeah, you've told me about it before.
Yeah, and you said, I don't want to do it.
The slices may have me
Oh,
reconsider.
that post is old. It was last week, I think, Sandy. She's going to kill herself. It's like, oh, no. Let's see. I run Grammarly on my posts, and I don't always remember to do it. I can tell when I haven't remembered to do it because Sandy finds more things wrong. But it was kind of funny. It corrected your post, and I went and I looked up the rule, and you were not wrong. It was not wrong, but you were not wrong. It seems to like afterward instead of afterwards. And I looked it up, and they're both they're equally useful or allowed.
Interchangeably. So there's no rule as to when you use one versus the other.
That's correct.
About that.
It's time to hear Sandy. Sandy. All right. This is a fun one.
Do we have to?
Yes. Hey, it's not like you're having to be on after Alistair this time. It's not that bad.
Just Allison. Just have to be on after Allison.
I bought Flotato myself.
Hi, this is Sandy Foster again with a little tip. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's forgotten to start a workout on the Apple Watch or the iPhone. It's important to be able to add it afterwards, of course, and some time ago I shared a tip for doing just that. In iOS,
Wait, there's no chapter mark. What kind of anarchy is this? Kevin probably told me to, right? Whoop. I want this one, and I want preview.
He most certainly did.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. You got to do it the animal way. Copy link. Okay. Where were we? Maybe about here.
In iOS 13, the process has changed. I think it's not nearly as straightforward as before, but no one asked my opinion, so here goes the updated method. Please don't ask me how I happen to need this information. To add a forgotten workout, open the Health app on your iPhone. At the bottom of the screen, tap the Browse tab and then the Activity box. Now scroll down and tap Workouts. At the top of the new screen, tap Add Data. Now you can input your type of activity and the starting and stopping times. Just be careful, as the scroll boxes for those times can be a little finicky and decide to change all on their own. Now tap the Add button and you're done. How do I know that the scroll boxes can be a bit finicky? Don't ask. But just in case you run into that problem and accidentally save a wrong time or date, there's a way to fix that too. In the Health app, tap the Summary tab at the bottom of the page. Now tap Workouts and scroll way down on the resulting page until you see Show All Data. This takes you to the All Recorded Data page where you can simply swipe left to delete the wrong workout before going through the above steps to recreate it from scratch. Unfortunately, it's not possible to edit the incorrect information, so it must be deleted and redone. Now, about that 26-hour Tai Chi session I accidentally added.
26 hours. I like it. All right.
Now, about that 26-hour Tai Chi session I accidentally added.
That's good, Sandy. I love it. 26 hours. Well, I did want to tell everybody that Sandy did screenshots using the beta of Clarify, 64-bit beta that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Anyway, she did screenshots with little arrows and numbers and everything. So those are all in the show notes. Her review was nice and crisp and short, but she's got the screenshots that you actually need to be able to go through and remember exactly how she did that. Thank you so much for sending that in. I've been lucky so far that the Apple Watch has said, hey, dummy, you forgot to start your workout. It's funny, if you talk to Apple Watch people, they know that if you don't get credit, it's as though you didn't do it at all. You can't eat that cheeseburger if you didn't burn those 1,200 calories you needed to deserve it. Well, do you listen to all of the fine shows from the Podfeet podcast empire and find yourself wondering, how can I help support such Herculean efforts? Do you wish you had a way to monetarily help pay for microphones and cameras and computers and phones and applications that the host either uses to create the shows or reviews on the podcast? I bet that burning question has been bothering you for a long time. The good news is there is such a way, and it's easy and relatively painless. If you go to podfeet.com/Patreon, you can become a patron of the Podfeet podcast. It's like being a patron of the arts. You can support podcasters like me to help keep the show ad-free and keep the quality up. To become a patron, just click the red button over at podfeet.com/Patreon and figure out a dollar amount per show that reflects your undying gratitude for the work we do here. Now, don't you feel better? I made myself laugh writing that one. Am I the only one? I guess so. Keep
No.
staying muted.
No, I'm unmuted.
All right, so I thought this next one would get me a bunch of hate mail, and it's gotten me no hate mail. I'm really disappointed in everybody.
Okay, you blew the top of Rick's head off, though. Kevin is recommending a save and chapter mark.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying. Oh, it's going to do it this time. Nope, it didn't. You know, I love Keyboard Maestro, except I really hate Keyboard Maestro sometimes. Doesn't work. All right, so now, what was the talk about this? Oh, this is the sleep tracking one. Oh, I'm going to put a picture. This is going to be a picture of Forbes. There. Is that a great icon? Oh,
Where did you put it?
It's in the show Hindenburg. See the chapter marks. We should play it in my car, because I'm doing this because in my car now it shows the album artwork when it changes chapters.
So Hindenburg automatically shows the featured image in the blog post?
It's not the featured image. Well, it'll show the featured image, but if you have chapter marks, it'll change to the chapter marks.
Ah, cool.
Now, I don't have an initial one, so hopefully it'll just get the featured image, or not featured image. It'll get the Podfeet logo, or the whatever what is this show called? NosillaCast.
NosillaCast.
The SillyCast, as my mother used to call it. Okay, not that one.
Yes, Frank, too many cake pops that day. He only ever gets one at a time.
Oh.
We never give him more than one. One is plenty.
He has suggested that he should have a second one,
Yes,
but
multiple times.
that's a road we're not haven't traveled on. All right, Here we go.
All right.
Mute away, dear. I purposely entitled this next article, Sleep Tracking is Stupid. I wrote it as a clickbait title for two reasons. One, because it's fun to rile people up. I'm just, didn't like it. I purposely entitled this next article, Sleep Tracking is Stupid, for two reasons. One, it's fun to rile people up with a clickbait title, but more importantly than that, within some specific parameters, I believe that statement to be true. I really do believe sleep tracking is stupid. As you poise your fingers over your keyboard to send me hate mail explaining why I'm stupid, let me take some time here to explain why I say this. And I want to start by setting one very major parameter. If you've gone to the hospital and done an overnight sleep study where they stick electrodes all over you to monitor your brain waves, breathing, and movement, that's not stupid at all. Those tests are designed to diagnose serious problems like sleep apnea, and they are no joke. What I'm complaining about today is how everyone wants devices like the Apple Watch to track their sleep. Here's why I think it's dumb. Tracking your sleep on little graphs on your phone is not going to help you sleep better because these graphs only tell you something you already know and it does nothing to reveal the root cause of your sleep problems. Let me give an analogy to help explain what I mean. Let's imagine for a moment that you want to lose weight. Before you step on a scale, you already know that you are heavier than you desire. You may have been deluding yourself about how bad things actually are, but your pants are tight, you've lengthened your seatbelt, and it's been getting harder to reach down to tie your shoes. If you want to lose weight, you can weigh yourself every single day for a month, and you're not likely to lose any weight at all. That's because the scale is only telling you the results of other behaviors. It has nothing to do with the root cause. I proved this by doing a very scientific experiment. Years ago, I tried weighing myself twice a day, and I still didn't lose weight. Sleep tracking is just like weighing yourself. It will not help you to sleep better. It very likely will be valuable in measuring progress towards a better night's sleep, just like a scale can show progress in weight loss, but the problem is that there's no root cause measurement to go along with it. To lose weight, we have two tools. Like a checkbook can measure how much we spend and how much we earn and allow us to balance the two, we can measure our intake of calories and our output of energy. Awesome apps like Lose It, MyFitnessPal allow us to enter the foods we eat to measure our caloric intake. They make it easier than ever to be as accurate as possible. The great thing about these apps is that even if you lie to yourself about your portion sizes, recording your intake every day will be relative over time as you improve your own behavior. On the flip side, we have devices like the Apple Watch, which will measure our caloric burn. Now, you can argue about whether these values are precisely accurate, but again, the importance is the relative change. If your watch measures an increase in caloric burn because of the exercise you've begun or extended, then you know you're moving in the right direction. As with the checkbook, you balance the two until you're burning more than you're consuming. And then the results are measured with the scale or a tape measure if that's what's important to you. The critical pieces to the equation are the caloric intake and the caloric burn. The scale or tape measure is only the verification of your success. So let's get back to sleep tracking. I can recharge my watch in the evening so I can wear it at night and track my sleep. If I do that, it's just like weighing myself. I see people say all the time, because of sleep tracking, I know I should go to bed earlier. Really? That concept totally escaped your understanding until a little device told you about it? Well, unlike losing or gaining weight, we don't have empirical equations that tell us how to sleep more. Maybe for me, having a glass of red wine before bed helps me sleep, but it causes disruption in your sleep. I like to read before bed because reading makes me sleepy, whether it's blue light or not. You, on the other hand, may be highly affected by having your brain stimulated with a book. Maybe you can drink coffee all evening long, but I can only drink caffeine in the morning, or I'm jittery all night and I could never sleep after coffee. Now, I've made all of these arguments I'm making you here. I've made those to many people in real life. Not one person who likes sleep tracking ever said that they thought I was right. They all argue with me and they leave the discussion thinking that I'm just short sighted. Now, I've been wrong before, so while I do leave the option open, I don't think I'm wrong on this one. One of the arguments I hear when I ask someone who tracks their sleep, in spite of my clearly articulated arguments about how it's stupid, they often answer, well, I do it because it's so interesting. And I think that's the crux of it. The term quantified self is common today, and it means our absolute delight and fascination with anything that tells us about ourselves. I can prove we all feel this way. When you blow your nose, do you often look at the tissue afterwards? I bet you do, even if you'd never admit it publicly. There are other examples of this that, you know what, we're just going to skip over those for the sake of decency. Because of our fascination with ourselves, sleep tracking is interesting. I've tracked my sleep and the results were fascinating, just as fascinating as I think my own dreams will be to other people, because everything about me is fascinating. If you'd like to track your sleep, you know what? Go for it and enjoy it. Revel in the intricacies of seeing that you got up at 3:48 a.m. to go potty and pretend you would have never realized that if the app hadn't told you. When you feel exhausted in the morning from a restless night's sleep, be sure to check your app to be sure that your feelings of exhaustion are warranted. But until we have tools and evidence to explain what causes each one of us to be robbed of a peaceful night's sleep, sleep tracking is stupid. Oh, but wait, look. David Smith has an app called Sleep Plus Plus. I've got to buy that. Come on, stop.
You elicited some response here in
Yeah?
the chat room.
I made
Little bit.
myself laugh. What did I get out of you guys?
I think it was more about the Kleenex analogy.
Okay, did anyone claim that they never look in the Kleenex after they blow their nose? And did someone bring up what I didn't refer to?
All right, let's keep it clean here.
I only stopped breathing 120 times in 90 minutes. Yikes.
Yeah.
Did you have sleep apnea, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, he said he got the CPAP machine, so I assume that means yes.
Yeah, I wonder now that you're getting all thin and svelte whether that might actually go away because I am a doctor and I can diagnose things over a podcast. I think I know somebody who's lost a lot of weight and they got retested and they're not going to need it anymore. So that's good. So yeah, I'm a huge believer in sleep testing for sleep apnea. I had a guy who worked for me who I would fall asleep at work all the time. And through some very HR specific kind of ways, I was able to convince him to go get a sleep test. And he did have sleep apnea. And after he'd been on the CPAP for a while, he told me that I saved his life. He was that so much gratitude.
Think about driving.
Well, yeah, this guy was driving the company car and he rear-ended someone while stopped at a stop sign and he couldn't explain it. And I was like, yeah, I know what you did. You fell asleep.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to keep going here. I'm not going to do a chapter marker, but I will save Kevin because I'm going to keep going. Here we go. You know, I really expected to get a lot of negative responses to the article I just talked to you about after I posted it on the blog. But so far, I was really surprised that I've gotten general agreement. Even people who love sleep tracking and love the quantified self admit that they can't really figure out how to do anything about it just because they're tracking. Now, my favorite response came from Eric. He wrote this comment on the blog post. Allison, as a sleep tech, I applaud your analysis. People who have symptoms of restless leg or sleep apnea should get checked out in a lab. Other sleep tracking is fun, but doesn't really change outcomes. As long as you don't drink Mountain Dew before you go to bed, seen it. Eat hot wings in bed, seen it. Or get wasted before you go to bed, saw it Thursday night. Besides giving yourself enough time to sleep, very few people do, there is very little we can do to affect our sleep. That said, some doctors and insurance companies will be moving patients to sleep testing using Apple Watch over the next few years because it will save time and money. In-lab studies and even the home tests are clunky, and patients often struggle to adjust to the change in their environment that the study adds. We affect the test by testing. The Apple Watch will be a perfect solution once Apple adds the needed accoutrement for testing restless leg, blood O2, and breathing patterns. It is inevitable, like self-driving cars. Well, I really thank you for this response, Eric, because Eric knows what he's talking about. He's not just some dork with a microphone like me spouting opinions. Secondly, I want to emphasize that I don't believe sleep tracking will be stupid forever. As the tools evolve and the professional studies continue, we'll get a better grasp of what causes us to lose sleep and be able to track both the root causes and the results. Now, I kidded around at the end of the article about David Smith having an app called Sleep Plus Plus. I did download and install it. It's free, but he invites you to give him the $2 because he's awesome, so I paid the $2. I tracked 2 nights sleep, and remember, since we find ourselves fascinating, I am convinced that my results will be fascinating to you. I'm not going to tell you about my dreams, you're just lucky that way. Anyway, I'm going to tell you because I think the results are pretty funny in the context of my sleep tracking is stupid. All right, here's the setup. On Friday, I got a shingles vaccine. This vaccine is known to have some pretty nasty side effects, but shingles is a hideous illness, and a few days of discomfort is totally worth getting vaccinated. It's a 2-dose vaccine, and other than feeling like I'd been punched in the arm by Mike Tyson the first time, I had no other side effects. But this time, on Friday night when I went to bed, I was convulsed with violent shivering. It was horrible. I couldn't get to sleep, and I was miserable most of the night. I got up at 3:30 a.m. and I took my temperature, and it was 102. I took some aspirin, and I finally went into a fitful sleep. I woke in the morning with no fever, but I was clearly sleep deprived. I even took a mid-morning nap later that day to try to recover some of what I'd lost. So that's my Friday night story. Saturday night, I went to bed feeling great. I had a fabulous night's sleep. I went to bed a little later than usual, so it was only 7 hours, but I woke up feeling fantastic. Now, here's the funny part. According to Sleep Plus Plus, as recorded by my Apple Watch, I had 6 hours and 52 minutes of restful sleep on the night I had 102-degree fever and violent chills. And on the second night, I had 6 hours and 25 minutes, as in 27 minutes less sleep on the night that I felt great. In other words, I'm standing by my statement. Sleep tracking is stupid. All right.
Pretty controversial, Allison.
But it's fascinating because it's about me, right?
Yes, we all want to have our data.
Oh, dear. All right. Well, let's throw in a chapter mark here. Ooh, I need a Security Bits logo. Can you post a... Actually, I can probably go get one. Hang on. See, now I'm addicted to having these things. It's going to take longer to do the show every time. Copy link. Copy text. Click here. Press all the buttons down. Watch it do absolutely nothing.
And it changes too, how it's behaving.
Copy link. Edit. Okay, wait a minute. Copy link. And then edit. Copy again to get the text. Okay. It's going to do it. It did it right that time.
All right.
You know what
I wonder what the difference is.
Well, I think the difference in that one was Hindenburg was selected, and I just right-clicked over in Mars Edit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the active window.
Yeah.
Security Bits. I like the new Security Bits button. Copy image.
Yes. Let me show.
Yes, copy image. Maybe I can drag it. There we go. Well, that looks like doo-doo.
Here, I'll put it in the chat room.
Well, no, it won't fix it, but
It won't be active. I just want to for people who haven't noticed the button.
The button.
The new Security Bits button.
Oh.
In
the fact that there is a button?
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't what I was going for. I was going for the logo. Time on my shoe flu shot. Oh, yeah. Bet. Oh, it's possible one of the reasons I had so much trouble was the with my I got the flu shot at the same time.
Yeah, and you had them put the vaccine for the shingles in the same arm.
Yeah.
I wonder if shingles and flu antibodies can interact in some way.
Can I show my shingle shot right now? Actually, does it look very good right now?
It's a little too bright to see. If when you go back though, it's easier to see the redness.
Back here?
Yeah. It does look like you got punched in the arm.
Yeah, it's way worse than the first time. All right, I'll get rid of Bart on this channel. I get rid of me on this channel, and then I slide these two up. Bart and I finally got some really clean sound going now. Things are, it's so much better than it was.
It's humming.
Really pleased.
It's humming.
Let's see. It's not humming, more importantly.
Good point.
I don't remember where that goes. Let's listen. It's stupid. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Busschots. How you doing today? I feel like I just talked to you recently, Bart.
Yeah, it feels like it was only 5 minutes ago, but it was 7.
We are doing our first ever back-to-back recording of Security Bits and Chit Chat Across the Pond. So, but I'm still amped up.
Allison, you say first ever. This used to be what we did every week.
Did we really?
We did, until we both realized that we used to do it the other way around, Security Bits first and then Programming by Stealth, and we would have Cranky Allison about 10 minutes into Programming by Stealth because, well...
My brain was full, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah...
Let me slide that over a little bit. There we go.
Because
we no longer...
My brain was full, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, basically for various reasons of busy weekend fun stuff, we've decided to, go for it and do back.
Actually, we can completely blame Klaus Wolf. It's Klaus's fault.
Yes, let's do that.
He said to thank you. We are rearranging our schedule so that I can hang out with Klaus in Santa Monica this weekend. So Klaus from Germany is here with his wife and children, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, how can you not go hang out with Klaus? I mean, I had such a great time with both Tom Merritt and with Dorothy, so of course you should hang out with Klaus.
Yoo-hoo! Dorothy gets a shout out. All right. Let's go out to the end here. Whoa, Bart recorded a long time after we finished talking. What did you do, Bart? You didn't hit the stop button for a while.
Well, next time you all know what to do. Stay patched so you stay secure.
Look how long he recorded. Wow. Command X. Oh, what did I do over here? Steve, you aren't talking to me.
Did I was just going to say, I'm kind of curious what Bart was saying there.
About what? Oh, yeah.
At the end that you cut off, but we may not want to play that live.
Yeah. You never know, right? All right. Here we go. Gonna wind it up here. Well, that's gonna wind us up for this week. Do not forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions. You can do that by emailing me at allison@podfeed.com. Did you know somebody who comes to the live show all the time asked me recently, hey, I have a dumb question. How do I send it to you? Yeah. Every single week, send it to allison@podfeed.com. Anyway, I'm not going to give a full shout out to Frank, but anyway, you can also follow me on Twitter @podfeed. Remember, everything good starts with podfeed.com. Want to become a patron of the Podfeed podcast? podfeed.com/Patreon. Want to join our Facebook group? podfeed.com/Facebook. Want to join our Slack community? podfeed.com/Slack. And don't forget, next week, if you do have anything you could send in, a recording, that would be really great to beef up the show a little bit. I'll get some stuff done, certainly, but if you got some content, this is a good week to send it in. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time. But don't be late like Ian was this week because he has to bring drinks next time. When you do come in, you can join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Call them out. So seriously, you guys, Frank asked me, how does he send in a dumb question? That proves you people don't listen to me at all.
I can empathize.
Oh, you're going to be on Team Frank. Oh, and Ian gets a shout out. Yeah, you didn't know the rules, Ian? If you're late to the show, you totally have to buy drinks.
Yeah, virtual drinks all around.
Yeah, it's
the hard
been,
part is taking the order.
Nice, Steve.
Yes, Ian.
Keeping track of all the drink orders.
Yeah, because they change all the time.
Well, you and I always want Tanqueray and tonic, so we're easy,
Well,
right?
that's easy, yeah.
But this week, Frank's going to want a date milkshake. You never know. How do I send a dumb question to Frank to send in? Nosilla Castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. Oh, missed it a little bit. Move this out that way and move that out that way. And
3G and T's got it. 4, yes. Frank likes them as well.
Oh, he does? Okay. Well, yeah, maybe
5.
if you
Oh,
just bring...
Dorothy. We forgot
Oh,
about
Dorothy. Yeah, Dorothy. Oh, Bombay. I don't know, Sandy. I'm not a Bombay fan. My gin and tonics. We might have to.
Well, Ian's taking orders. I mean, people can say whatever they want.
I can staple it to Mipples. Your drink order, you mean? Oh no, your dumb question for Frank. And stay subscribed. Okay, we have to settle on just one gin. Tanqueray. Good job, Frank.
The T's have it.
I think I bought Frank a Tanqueray and tonic when we were in Chicago, didn't I? Okay, Tanqueray will be fine.
Plain milk is fine.
Good job, Steve.
Name that movie, chat room.
Yeah, can you do it?
It's pretty
Anybody
obscure.
know what movie that's from? Can they do it? Nope. Plain milk's fine. It's from the movie The Santa Claus, when he takes his kid to a Denny's or something. No, it's a Chinese restaurant.
No,
he takes him to for dinner.
It's a Denny's.
No. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried Denny's at first and it didn't work out. And then, and so whatever he asked for, they don't have. And he says chocolate, they want eggnog first. They're out of eggnog. Then he wants chocolate milk. They said, tell him that they have no chocolate milk. Oh, there's no apple pie, but he asked for the chocolate milk and she says vanilla or regular milk. And he goes, plain milk's fine.
You sound a little like that character in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The Narwhal.
We're doing all of our Christmas movies tonight, aren't we? All right.
Don't forget to tell your dad. No.
Oh, what is it? So I have a new method of finding my typos, because a lot of times I see typos as I'm reading, and excuse me, and I'll hold up a finger like this. You'll see me going like this. This is me counting my typos, but then I can't remember what they were. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking screenshots, and I'm not bringing them up on screen, but they're going into copy and paste. So then I just brought up copy and paste. I can look back and see, okay, that's where I thought I saw something.
And then you just paste that all into Hindenburg and you're fine.
Paste the typos? That doesn't make any sense, Steve. Arose such a ladder company. That's right.
Yes. Good
right,
pull,
Kevin's
Kevin. Good pull.
All right. Well, it's 5:59. The show is done. I have exported. Nailed it right on time.
Couldn't have been more precise.
All right. Speaking of Rose, I can't tell if she's here. Yes, she is here. Bye, Rose. Mwah. Sign us out, Steve.
Night, Gracie.